everyone! I found this really cool... Pale Cocoon is a relatively unknown and meditative piece of mid-2000s Japanese animation. It's a mysterious, ominous, dystopian short film with challenging and thought-provoking ideas. I honestly wasn't expecting much out of the 22-minute runtime, but this seriously took me by surprise. And I highly recommend checking out the film before going any further with this video because I can almost guarantee you won't regret it. Link in the description. Please watch this. I discovered this hidden gem in my YouTube recommended. Thank you, algorithm, for digging up this obscure OVA from 2006. You actually did something right. It was directed by Yasuhiro Yoshiura, who also created and directed Time of Eve and has worked under Hideaki Anno on the Evangelion rebuilds. But Pale Cocoon is undoubtedly his most famous work, and considering how obscure it is, that may not sound that impressive, but this short is a testament to his powerful storytelling abilities. And without wasting any more time, let's begin reviewing this underrated animation. Pale Cocoon tells the story of a silo-like colony in the distant future, where people are forced to live and work in dark cubicles, and are surrounded by screens and ebooks. We focus on the protagonist Ura, who is stationed to analyze the archives of what Earth once was in the new millennium. But unlike everyone else in the colony, Ura becomes driven to fully restore an old video file from the archives, all while trying to find answers as to how this colony came to be and how to bring back Earth to its pale blue glory. There's a great air of mystery that encompasses the entire short. And it's this ominous tone coupled with the protagonist's obsession with uncovering the archives that really hooks me into the story and the world. This OVA is a masterclass in tone and atmosphere. I don't always like using the term aura because I think it gets overused, but goddamn boy, I gotta say, this shit has got some mighty strong aura. It's kinda like The Matrix meets Serial Experiments Lane vibes. It's a cyber aesthetic wet dream. The character work, while admittedly thin and basic, functions well within the context of the story. Ura and Riko are both very gray and monotone characters, but considering the world they grew up in, it's no surprise they're almost completely devoid of emotion. However, that doesn't mean they're devoid of character. Like I said before, Ura is a rather obsessed and dedicated worker who's hell-bent on uncovering the secrets of the archives. He has a real thirst for knowledge, and is an inquisitive soul who's fascinated by history, making him the black sheep of the colony. Whereas Riko has a more nihilistic view on things. She's exhausted from the folly of humanity and how far they've fallen, and thinks Ura's efforts are fruitless. The way she sees it, the more she finds out about the past, the more it depresses her because she knows there's no way to salvage what they once had. Nothing groundbreaking, obviously, but the writing does its job and does its job well within the 22 minutes it's given. And the animation is a wonderful blend of 2D drawings mixed with 3D camera moves and parallaxing. There are several ambitious, unbroken shots in this film that for 2006 are extremely impressive. Kind of the same stuff Tekken Concrete was doing in the same year. Oh, and another thing. The score. I fucking love this score. The music here is one of my new favorite things of all time. It's so hypnotic, entrancing, and adds so much to the universe. In fact, 100% of the music in this video is from the short. Check out the OST as well on YouTube. It's a banger. Toru Okada. Bravo, man. Bra-fucking-vo. And to be completely transparent, there's not much more I can say about this movie without diving into spoilers, so I guess we're diving into spoilers. Near the end of the short, everyone in the colony stops working, as they've all succumbed to their melancholy and have given up hope on humanity. Right around this time, Ura's restoration of the video file reaches its completion, only to reveal that it's actually a music video from the before times. A music video by the fictitious singer Yoko Yamaguchi. The song, Hito no Hibiki, is honestly one of the prettiest songs I've ever heard in my life. I got goosebumps from the first few notes. This song is one of the most underrated things about this movie, and it's quite the showstopper. Again, the music. I'm telling you guys, the music deserves a whole separate video. This music video motivates Ura to breach the surface of the colony tower, only to reveal a gargantuan ship covered in clouds. Riko comes across Ura's workstation where she discovers the music video. After the song, Yoko speaks to the viewers on Earth in what was a live telecast from years ago. She informs humanity that she is one of the first people to settle on the new moon colony, and to not lose hope that the immigration ships will be able to transport everyone to the new temporary homestead. It's revealed that Earth has been reduced to a copper rust color, and it's vaguely implied that the sun has been shrouded in darkness. So humanity sought refuge on the moon as a last-ditch effort for survival, only for the colony to fail and humanity to lose hope once again. Yoko concludes the video referring to the moon as the pale cocoon for humanity's salvation. Hey, that's the name of the movie. We cut back to Ura, who fell from the elevator tether snapping, only for him to find out he's suspended in zero gravity, as he looks off in the distance to see Earth in its pale blue glory. The film ends on a hopeful note, implying that despite the follies of humanity that led them to this brutalist wasteland, there's still a chance to rebuild on Earth. Which leads us to the symbolism of the moon being referred to as the pale cocoon, a rather metaphorical cocoon for humanity to re-emerge from better than they were before should they return to Earth. However, unless those aforementioned immigration ships are still functional, which, given how many generations they've been on this moon colony, which I assume has been decades, there's seemingly nothing humanity can do to return. And if that's the case, it may have turned out that Riko was right. Unfortunately, all of Ura's efforts to sleuth out the past only led to finding out the folly of mankind that led them to this situation. But let's say they can return to Earth. Who's to say the same mistakes won't be repeated? Can humanity return to normalcy after generations of living off-world? Was this rite of passage what they needed to improve themselves? That's the big damning question I'm left with after this movie. What will become of this colony? There's a few ways you can look at this story. The slow decay of an individual clamoring for hope, or perhaps the perseverance of the human spirit, desperate to improve and rebuild. On one hand, this film has a potentially depressing conclusion, but on the other hand, it's that bittersweet optimism that keeps us pushing forward. But through all that, I'd say the central theme of the film is the importance of preserving the past and how that dictates the potential for the future. Ura believes that researching history, whether it be positive or negative, is key to understanding how we can progress forward without falling into the same trappings. The characters even refer to traditional libraries as knowledge databases, and are an integral component to our prosperity as a species. After all, those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. It's a unique theme that I don't think is explored very often, and I have endless appreciation for this film and what it leaves us to ponder and philosophize. It's a great little feature. It may be short, but it's certainly not short of any substance and visual impact. And if you still haven't watched it yet, fucking do so before I send out an arrest warrant. I'm so glad I came across this miraculous gem. It's an incredible time capsule back to the 2000s, and a wonderful, contained little story. It's an exercise in tone and haunting visuals, but doesn't sacrifice character, story, theme, and world building. It's a beautiful marriage of all the elements of storytelling, working in glorious harmony. I wish I had more to say about it, but the short very much speaks for itself, and to keep on elaborating on it would only lead to me talking in circles. Like I said at the beginning, it's available on YouTube, and the link is in the description. Give it a watch and indulge in some old school anime. Jesus Christ, 2006 is now old school. I am so fucking old. How did this happen? Back when I was a teen, fucking Dragon Ball and Ghost in the Shell were old school. Now Death Note and Suzumiya are old school. I can feel myself dying. Thanks for watching. And always remember to delete your history.